Well, Happy New Year to you. Shannon Bradbury along with you here at the Weather Network. Some of our developing stories, a record start to the year. We'll break down where exactly it was and how cold it got. The next one, too, targeting Atlantic Canada. We'll join Matthew Grinter, one of our meteorologists, who will break down this one a little bit more in depth. More details just after this. And trending stories over at theweathernetwork.com. Well, we take a look ahead to what you can expect for the new year. Also, a look back at some celebrations. We'd love to see your photos and videos, how you were spending your New Year's celebrations. Send them over to us. Just hashtag share your weather on social media. And most likes, head to our Instagram account at Weather Network for more. And also another system that's moving toward Atlantic Canada. Our meteorologist Matthew Grinter has more details on that throughout the hour. To stay in place, we are talking frigid conditions for many Canadians. We've got widespread alerts that do still continue to be in place. As we look ahead to this new year, well, we're ringing in with very frigid air for those especially further toward the east. And actually, Montreal is now on day 6 of consecutive days below minus 15. This is since 1942. The most is actually just 10, so we're getting close there. Across Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada, a little bit of a brief warm-up as we approach Tuesday, even today, but Tuesday, Wednesday for those in Ontario, a little bit later as we head toward Atlantic Canada. Temperatures moderate, a little bit warmer than they have been. Doesn't last long, though. Behind that, much colder air filters in behind for Thursday. This afternoon, minus 9 in Toronto, so at least we're down into the minus single digits. Across the prairies, a little bit warmer, too. Calgary's at minus 11. This is a trend that will be continuing for you across the west, and we'll break down more details on that. Overnight lows, though, they are still cold. Ottawa, minus 26, feeling like minus 33. And in Fredericton, your feels like temperature is the same, minus 33. Saskatoon's at minus 20, feeling like minus 31. But it is the new year, and our poll question is, how will you be spending the first day of 2018? It's cold. Will you be inside with a warm drink, maybe a hot chocolate, or embracing winter outdoor activity? If yes, we'd love to know what kind of activity you're doing, whether it's snowshoeing, snowmobiling, maybe skiing or snowboarding, or maybe you're working like us here at the Weather Network. Maybe all of above as well. I'm going to have to go with all of above. Let us know on our Twitter. It's at Weather Network. This is where you can find me as well. Across Ontario, lake effect squalls will still be a concern as we head toward the snow belts. Watching the Huron shores, those winds, though, they will transition. So throughout Tuesday, areas like Cottage Country will see that move in. More details throughout the hour on that story, and you can find your local forecast right now. Stay with us. Across the region, still dealing with some more snow behind portions of Newfoundland. We're looking at that front moving through, so it is really scattered across Newfoundland and into Labrador. The Maritimes pretty much in the clear, maybe a light scattered flurry across portions of the extreme south into Yarmouth, maybe Nova Scotia, but about 10 to 15 centimeters of snow through today and then into your Tuesday as well. Additional as we head into Labrador on the back end of that. Ontario, lake effect snow is still continuing day after day, and it will likely for the next couple of days, depending on where you are, primarily the snow belts, and those winds as they do shift. We'll see those bands transition more toward Bruce County, finally Simcoe, and then toward Cottage Country throughout today and into Tuesday. So today, pretty much gray Bruce, and into Tuesday, it will be Cottage Country. So you can see as those winds do meander, the bands shift as well. We are looking at, again, about 20 centimeters of snow on the higher end, but it is still frigid cold for many Canadians. Extreme cold warnings still continue for Ontario, much of Quebec as well, and across the prairie provinces. And with those feels like values in the minus 40s, your skin can actually freeze in about 5 to 10 minutes. Very high risk factor for frostbite, and even throughout the overnight hours and into the early morning, a severe risk, which means even less than 5 minutes. It certainly is cold, but let's take a look now at Share Your Weather. All right, we are going to start off with this tweet, which was sent in from Matt Gray. Thanks for sending that one into it, or rather, sorry, Mark Gray. Thanks for sending that into us. You send us photos and videos all the time, and look at this zoomed in shot of the moon to end off the year. This is where you can find us on social media. We'd love to see how you were spending your New Year's celebrations and how you're embracing the cold and the snow. Across Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada, a brief warm-up before another reinforcing shot of that very cold air. Meanwhile, across the west, a ridge builds in and temperatures moderate, even warmer as we head to the end of the week. We're talking temperatures that will be above freezing. Coming up next, though, we'll chat with our meteorologist Matt Grinter about the next one for Atlantic Canada. Extreme cold warnings in place. They blanket much of the country. Temperatures stay frigid. There is good news, though, for some to the west. You actually will warm up, so we'll break down all those details. Definitely stay tuned. But colder air is really what we're sticking with across much of the east, and it's going to get even colder as we look into the long range after a brief reprieve this next couple of days. But we are at day 6 of consecutive days below -15. This is since 1942 in Montreal. It's cold today, and Ottawa has actually tied their record for New Year's Day frigid temperatures. So that cold record was -27.2, tied it up. So we will be watching for that to be broken later on this morning and into your afternoon. Second round of cold Arctic air, though, it does move in place. As we really get to Thursday, we'll feel that drastic change again of those temperatures. But across the country this afternoon, -11 in Calgary. That's actually a bit warmer than it has been. -9 in Toronto and -20 in Montreal. Overnight, though, those lows are still frigid. -26 in Ottawa, feeling like -33. But we're talking all about New Year's. How did you spend your celebrations? We'd love to see your photos and videos, how you spent your New Year's celebrations, and how will you be spending the first day of 2018? This is our poll question today. Inside with a warm drink, embracing winter or outdoor activities? Let us know what ones, if you are, or maybe you're working like us here at the Weather Network, but you could be doing all three. A lot of people are saying outdoor activities, good to hear, and maybe inside with a warm drink. You can probably combine the two, maybe warm drink after the outdoor activities. This is where you can find me on social media, and you can answer that poll question on Twitter. It's at Weather Network. Okay, across southern Ontario, we are still dealing with lake effect snow squalls, especially toward the snowbelt regions. We will see those persist for the next few days as well, but the bands are going to shift further toward the north and essentially east. So areas like Grey Bruce getting into it, and then also toward Cottage Country as we head toward your Tuesday. But the bulk of it will be north of the Greater Toronto area into the Huron shores toward the southern shores of Georgian Bay, about 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. But want to take you outside. This is in Bronte, out for a walk and enjoying the beautiful sunshine. Well, Happy New Year and happy 2018. As we ring in the new year, many are dealing with frigid temperatures. That does continue. Some do get a little bit of relief, though. We'll tell you exactly where, and record temperatures also to start the year. The next one, though, we'll be breaking down those details for Atlantic Canada. But first, take a look at this. All right, we still are dealing with snow across Newfoundland and Labrador. It continues today. The Maritimes, though, you're pretty much in the clear. It's a cold day, though, to start off 2018. Throughout your day, we'll still see snow toward the Western Peninsula, looking at about 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. Really widespread, but notice areas further toward the east, kind of getting into a break there. Parts of Labrador getting upwards of 30 centimeters of snow. That'll be through the day today and into your Tuesday. Southern Ontario, lake effect squalls are still persisting. This has been the case for a couple of days now, with snow squall watches and warnings popping off and popping back on toward the Grey Bruce area. Today, we'll see those squalls transition and move further toward areas like Simcoe County into Cottage Country, setting up there by your Tuesday. But today, if you are heading around Highway 21, for instance, maybe Highway 6 toward Owen Sound, and then even 124, that's where you're going to want to give yourself some extra time throughout today and into your day on Tuesday. It's still cold, though, and the cold air, it is sticking around. We get into a little bit of a relief now before a shot of very cold air moves in by Thursday. And with those feels-like values, the wind chills in the -20s, 30s, and across the prairies, even into the -40s, your skin could freeze in 5 to 10 minutes. So you could certainly get frostbite. Definitely bundle up if you're heading inside, and don't stay outside for too long. This is where you can find me on social media. Let us know how you are embracing the cold, if you are, and how you're enjoying the first day of 2018. There we go. So a bit of a warm-up, a reprieve today across portions of Ontario as well as Quebec and Atlantic Canada. It lasts a couple of days, but by especially Thursday, a second blast of that cold Arctic air moves in, and it is going to be bitterly cold, lasting, unfortunately, for the long range. What this means, though, for those in parts of Saskatchewan, really all of Alberta, BC, and the Yukon, is a warm-up with a ridge building, so conditions are getting better. Coming up next, a year in review. We'll look back at 2017. Stay with us. 50 centimeters of snow, if you can believe that. Wow. Our developing stories, record cold to start off the year. The next one as well. Matthew Grincher will have more details at 27 past the hour. Cold Arctic air is certainly moving in. We get into another push of it. A brief warm-up, -8 for Wednesday. Back down to the frigid air, though. But let's take a look back in a year review. Take a look.